Hey guys, Aardvark here, and it's time for another edition of the 19th Legion. I know it's been a while. What actually happened was the other day I posted up a drone video on the 19th Legion, and I actually saw that a few people watched it. It was just some test footage. I was trying out to see my upload speeds with YouTube and my new cable system. So anyway, I saw some viewers had hit up on it, and I was like, well, okay, maybe there's a few people left out there, so I'll post a hobby update. As far as 40K goes, I haven't been doing that much. I sold off some of my stuff. Sold off a bunch of Marine stuff that I wasn't ever going to build. I haven't sold any armies off. Well, I sold my Elysian Jump Troop army that wasn't built yet. I've still got a sister's army I'm going to sell off that's got to be stripped. And I'm pretty much going to stay with my Raven Guard and my new Raptor chapter, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I have been doing hobby work, but the hobby work has been limited to building Raptor Marines with the Primaris models. And so I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I'm on the Raptor forum on YouTube, or I'm sorry, on Facebook. And those guys are a pretty good group of guys. They have a lot of good suggestions on how to paint the Raptors. And if you're not familiar with the Raptors, they're a second founding of the Raven Guard. And they're based in OD green, essentially. They're basically olive drab looking paint job, mainly jungle fighters, and they specialize in long campaigns and being sneaky like the Raven Guard. So a lot of times you'll see people will do the Raptors in the green, and then they'll do a lot of distress on them. They'll put a lot of dents and dings and rust looking dirt. But if you've known me forever, I like my models pretty much. I'm looking to see if my camera's crooked. It might be crooked. Sorry about that. This is a rough video. But anyway, I like my models pretty clean instead of weathered up a lot. So I tend to go for the natural look of just painted and not weathered. Sometimes people tend to overdo weathering too much. When they do overdo the weathering, it doesn't. There's a point where weathering becomes too much, and it looks really overdone. So I don't really care for that. Let's do this right now. What we're going to do is we're going to swing and take a look at a couple of my models. Then I'll tell you the paints that I'm using to get them to this point. I have a couple sets of models up here. One squad is done, and I'll show you one of those guys or a couple of those guys, and then the second squad is in progress, and I'll show you those too. Subtle differences, a lot of shading going into the done guys that aren't done yet on the guys that I'm still working on. You should be able to see the difference. So let me take you out of the holder here, and I'm going to bring you around and switch to camera view. Alright, here we go. Here are the Raptors in their various configurations. This is my work table. You may have seen it before. And I'm going to try and hold the camera here while I twirl around some of these models under the light so we can check them out. This guy is a second squad guy. He is done, I believe. And I want to make sure, I'm trying to make sure the focus is right. But if you can see, I've got some shading done on them. I believe this is one of my done guys, yeah. You'll see in a second one of the first squad guys that's pretty much finished. Anyway, this is what the Raptors look like. I went with the yellow lenses. I'm not very good at doing lenses. But I think this captures, what Raptors are supposed to look like on the table. This is the Forge World decals. And so that's one. Now this is one of the completed guys right here. This is my sergeant, and he's got a lot of shading on him. There's a lot of shading on the face, a lot of shading in the recesses of the armor to make the tops of the armor pop out, and I got some edge highlighting. Not a real big fan of edge highlighting, but you can see right there on top of the shoe, I got some done. And then, the back, I've got the leather painted a certain color. It's been washed a couple times and shaded. See if you can see the tell you difference there. And the helmet's been dry brushed a little bit. Here's one of the troops that are done right here. If I get back into making videos, I'll go ahead and rig up an overhead camera so we can do all this like you normally see on videos. But I think right here I probably did the wash a little bit too heavy. He was one of my early guys I was experimenting with the washes and stuff on. But, I can tell you he looks real distinct when you're looking at him from 3 feet away. It looks right. So, there you go. These are some of I think these guys are called Reavers. Did these guys first. And, people asked me online when I posted pictures why I didn't put the grav shoots on, and it was because at the time, like, these guys came in one of the early promo kits, and I don't think they had grav shoots. So therefore, I just put the regular backpack on them, and but they came out okay. I think they came out alright. Here's another one. These models are pretty cool. I'm gonna eventually buy the big squad of them. And hopefully I can replicate the paint job. Again, those Forge World decals are top notch. This one's got a little bubble in it. I'm going to have to fix that. Here's a guy without a helmet. I really don't like guys without helmets. I don't do them very well. But this guy's all highlighted and shaded. So this is a good color scheme. I like this color scheme. Here's one of my sergeants for the other squad. He's not quite complete yet. Let's see if we get the focus in. But you can see the decals. If it'll focus, you can see it's the second squad decal. Ooh, there we go. And then he's just got the base color on him. I haven't done any shading or that much shading on him yet. But I'll get to him. One of the second squad guys that are done. This is him. So he's all done up and highlighted. So that's about that. So, right here I'm going to pan across. I've got the couple squads here. I got some Hellblasters in the back that aren't done yet. As far as colors go, here's my color. What I use is pretty much a flat black. Oh, that's the wrong one. Where's my black? I use a flat black for a primer. In this case, I use the Model Master flat black, but if you use any flat black for a primer, it's going to work out pretty well. Then the first layer I paint on is the Catchkin green, and I give it a good base coat. And after that, I'll do the Zenith highlight with the Death World Forest. So that works out pretty well. I actually transfer a lot of my paints over to these dropper bottles. And this is some of the Death World Forest green. And so it's about 2 of the GW containers in there. And then that way I can mix them to the same consistency, and it's consistent throughout my through my project. After the Death World green base, I will highlight with Tracking green. That's what I do the edge highlighting with. And I do some of the dry brushing and stuff on the helmets in the places that the sun would shine. Let me see if I can find we can get in close to this guy. The problem is I'm at my table. See, you can, like right there, at the crest of the helmet, I've actually done some highlighting. And you can see the Tracking green there on the highlights. That highlight looks like crap. I'll have to fix that. But you can see I put in some washes around the edges. That's just a the black wash, the null and oil wash. Uh, washing them out helps pick out the details. So after doing some edge highlighting or whatever, I'll come back in with the Antholian Camo Shade. And then if I really need to make a highlight pop, I can hit it with the Krieg Khaki. So, oops, sorry about the fingers. Here's a bunch of guys over here that I've got ready to paint. This is to the stage of the what I've done with this guy right here is I've sprayed him with the Death World Green, and then I was experimenting with highlighting a little bit with the Strachan Green. This is before the wash, so this is like a 3-layer job here, and bring it back under the light. So you can see on the dark part is the Catchkin Green, and then the mid-tone is the Death World Forest, and then on the top of the shoulder pads I went Strachan Green. Now what'll happen when I hit this with the wash, it'll all go to a different green shade, and then you can go back and edge highlight. So this right here, this dude right here, I think this is my favorite model. I'm going to save him to last. That guy is pretty badass. So that's that. So that's about it. Let me show you the rest of the bench over here. I've got the tank, the repulsor tank, and the dreadnought, and that's about it. So, all right, guys, that's it. Those are my Raptors. I've been working on them for a little while. I just do an hour or two a night every once in a while. Haven't been really building much else. I haven't been playing a lot of 40K. I hope to get back into it, but, I'm just pursuing other hobbies right now. I got a drone, a fly, DJI Mavic Platinum, and that's a lot of fun. Other things I've been doing is doing a lot of shooting and working a whole bunch. So other than that, that's that. What I would like to do, you can see back there in the background, the old Manta sticking out. I would like to, this summer, after my son goes back off to college, get the Manta out and start painting it up. And entering it into not a Warhammer model contest, paint contest, but take it to the other side, to the airplane builders, the IPMS, International Plastic Model Builders Association. They have a national contest, and this year it's going to be in somewhere up in Tennessee, northern Alabama, up there somewhere. But that's within driving distance. I really don't think I would get it done for this year, but for next year, take it to that one and display it. The guys in the airplane world have never seen a model that big. So, what's funny is a lot of the techniques that we developed to paint these models were actually first used and developed in the traditional airplane car building area. And then they migrated over. So, there's a belief that the model building, hobby is going out of style. It's dying off with those old guys that still build the P-51 Mustangs. However, it's really just transitioned over to wargaming and Gundams. So when you see young people today building models, it's always going to be some type of wargaming figure, or it's going to be the Gundam models. Maybe there'll be an interest sparked in airplanes and tanks and cars. Heck, I started building models with my dad when I was a kid. And my son also builds with me, but he's gotten caught up in the electronic gaming craze. So I don't know if kids these days have a, interest in doing hobby stuff that you can't play with. So who knows? Well, anyway, that's about it for now, man. This is just a quick update. Because I saw you guys say come on the screen and watch the video. If you want more videos, click like on this one. Leave a comment if you're into the Raptors, for sure. Leave a comment if you like the Raptors. if you are a Raptor player and you're not on the forum on Facebook, just look it up. Just put in Space Marine Raptor chapter, and it will come up. A bunch of good guys in there, and they actually play and stuff. So, bunch of good paint jobs on there too. So, yeah, but I mean, it's all green. You got to be into green. So, but that's about it. What's in the future for me? I don't know. I'm going to finish up these Raptors. I'm going to build some airplanes too. I'm going to, once I get all these done, maybe I'll paint some more Raven Guard. Because what I'd like to do is replace some of my older Raven Guard stuff with the new models. Because the new models are fantastic. So, I will get better with the video quality. This is just something I'm shooting off my iPad. If I get back into it, who knows? I may even open up the 19th Legion Facebook page again. Who knows? I don't anticipate getting back into the playing as much as I used to, though. I may get some games in with Hinkle. He's got some pretty good painted armies, and I'll get these armies out if they're painted pretty well, and maybe we can have some really good battle reports with really nice painted models. So that's always a plus. All right, that's it, bros. We'll catch up with you later. This is Aardvark signing out for the 19th Legion. You guys stay safe. Have a good summer.